Assembly of the archimedian screw. First point is there are two of these small adapters. The one with the shorter central boss goes with the outlet, and the one with the longer central boss goes into the hex hole at the end of the archimedian screw. When the bevel gear goes on the end, easiest way to put the rod in the axle is to slide it in first before putting the bottom bearing on. That's that. Then the trough goes into the inlet, which is slide in there like that, it's a tight fit. Then there's a hole in the end which takes the end of the axle. Then that element is complete. For the other element, the bevel gears go on either end of the adapter. There is a hole here. You need to put that in and then feed the axle through. As the gears won't slide off to the bottom, then the bottom block goes on and is held in place by those two screws. And those two fit together as that, again with a hole in the boss, but it's better to assemble these separately onto the base. The next stage is to assemble the half RPM shaft, which comprises a spacer with a simple hole, 16 tooth wheel, spacer with a hex hole, 8 tooth wheel, adapter, another adapter, and the bevel gear. And this is slightly fiddly. You need to assemble it through the frame. Put the axle through so it's flush. Then first on is the 8 tooth, then the hex spacer, then the 16 tooth wheel with the smooth side going in. Now if we angle this round slightly, hopefully it doesn't fall off. Then put the other wheel through and then push the axle through there, and finally push the axle into the boss, and then check that the gears all line up. Then the easy bit, this end, adapter, and the right. Now we take the outless end of the screw with the bevel gears assembled. There's a hole here which takes the end of the shaft. So get the axle to go into the hole, and then the outlet fits onto the base, and then it's screwed in with a screw. The other part of the screw, there's a hole for the end of the axle in that bracket. Get that lined up, and then snap the base in. Just checking everything works, and then a screw on the bottom of that, screw on the bottom of that, and now we can test that that is going to turn, taking care that loose belt doesn't attach. And there we have that unit all running happily.